was a for your mama drama, Maqua, Bebra, so, Mammy, Amaudo, son, someone, your bob on you, Yaba, not yet deba some more, and some no a doson, not poso, and ye. In a proper power, go so abundant, so, and there to get say, and I'm sending a crying into no, I was some Ghanaian, Ghanaian free crew.
I will see you, Rajon Dramani Mahama, so at the same beat to draw at yes, I can't be a memo, and I'm penny for be a debo may. As a for you, the more ever to us, I call my gun, I'm not swing you, the better just as speaker of parliament in the fear. I want to put him on Temosenka. I buy air ton in one, or my babon say, and you know, Cronene, Marasabe Janwa, Akasadia for one, Yabakoni Aqua Jimuntrimu. Better queer buying the pie as I want to say, I cost some butter there, yeah, and one which I buy mouth for so, or Basha Swan, no Nabusia, one of Edinson, Debbie at to dry a baby Mudia Chelmo. Yet it is and same people Boba Kintampo on Tessuman and Subam Rasabe Genia, or Rasabe Yama this year one Kintampo, on almost soon as I see a chimp in Fagini Siso. Masha bedroom chairman and so the same beer to judge 2024 budget and what bobo dear no, and we say no, Mushas and Antimi and Twazo Day, and na SM Sam a yadia Betsy. Mampenida that John Dramani Mama Suswaka Casadia Fagalam say woman am so much more skill mindness no, or more edge in a bosso. Ashanka for being so soon at the board a bite so dear Sam. And I'm swama one so a yasani we say 21st clinic say and cancer says yateka yadia no hey open no a wire sa 21st clinic na also call Mizone 5G drink no and one and ye no more ye wedding open drink abese woman at 2 anymore a Mizone 5G 3 bar center and the 3 eco capsules abeja so Coco asibetu asiebese wabra unu no medro bi na express group adama ye ko abrochire ye ko Canada ye ko UK ye ko Australia ye ko mabia ye pese ye ko so obusua omo na ebo echi do mo boya donte ma ye vemu a ba bia wo bia na nwumre ye timi aba ne aba besom wo wadwenche no nsusu obetimi de aba be kan wo abra wo kan we social media platforms a wo do nyina so o ko Facebook wa aye Sompa 93.1 FM Sompa 93.1 FM na YouTube aye Sompa TV Ghana wadwenche no nsusu ye o de toto no ma egusu a ye be kase no ma na busuafo ye be kenkan ede amamo medede na ya abo amale bi aboga nwumre mene o hine ire ma me akua ye boa asiama busuafo ye nye brain na fe nsam no mobro do ntwo yenko na yenko tutu na sra ni abasam fuma mo na go so man hene na kwasi bosompra ena odia to gya se enam kwanfo a e won importam nyina nti no amasabe sebe mpredi asa na bosomo a eja omo nkonya dem nkonya tuntum so ne kura no omugu nsa nananom emfi won mu bio ne nyina echesa bosom ne nyina mfutura akọ omani a ama sese ukọ so ne importam a abosom ne nyina adwane afi won mu a se kobaza asembra kura bi na eba besie amomo ye omagire so mo kwa kogunsa no masreja asase ya mpo nyina mo ane nananom se bia omo nsi bibi mfa nkyere won mu a abosom ne nyina adwane agya wonum wo ye mra na omo edi dwuma bi ewo enka eye goso bonten so wa bra na eye mampenide da John Dramani Mahama edina popo akwakopie eye mpotamo no mo na goso man hene kasa edu ba bi kura na kese atuno ne nusuo se akwan yi nyina ene mfuturo na agi abosuo yi ama na abosom nyina adwane edi agya no goso abonten so
kasa me ba be kusu amanyum begu ase isam sa tutu kwan ni nyina Salma Sayer foforo ene Shadi enemo me kasa mutimi ahifia ni mu ha na ko job ni no ma nyina begu na ba bia mom yehu mama yasi opportunity dan ni no ma nyina gu ha no baba be state ahifia ni mu kwan mete samia me MC bi kan se ahifia ni mu kwan no NDC wan fa ma contract nti afa ne ade be ma contractor enti ene ya mo ya hudu ya se contractor fo mo ya adwuma nyina omo nyina ya mo contract ene omo ya adwuma ene me kwan ne da so da ha na no ba me ka so na foot 20 ma bosom nyina adwane afira ahifia ene moti se me kasa metiri ya ni biri se footro na ma meti me ya nya yade e wo tiri ho adan ya ye bone bai ahafoma ya ye bone bai kasa da rago Yawa says this. Me no pen this for there. I have Yatuma MPP. Now for the about say. And your party team Musa. Koko kakra mutumitoi. And your kwan was one of Fako. Uba Kobiana Kada form. And now you're being in a Bokana for the Chayana Adeko. Your father senior and I say. And then sure time we should show you how dance over. And I you can't cry. What's me and kind of cry? And I Yaya for the pay.
Abusuafo nti wei aye nana go so my hene nana kwasi bosompra ena yete ne nka no ne nyina eye na kwan enye ye go so ja nana we de udi sun be mansu nanso we de usu age ade usu age mpuntuo usu age ne ma papa e de ma onananom ne nchirima tenana ne kwa so ano no we yamra na e mampani dada John Dramani Mahama akọ pie go so abonten so ana na ebusa sanyem bi one ne nananom na de hye ayaban dey a bisi ne mfuturo eze mfuturo akọ mani a ama na bosom mpo ebi akọ mani a momadwane afriko no magya wo mu
na Yero John Dramani Mahama na pro bono ene ne botaye tetu nyina ne se wo kọ mata hodo mu na wakọ akọje adwenkyere de afri nananom ho adehye ho ne mpanyimfo ho se beya wo ha hodo biara ha wonum nam so nteno Emma wonum enya abrabom enka kro no waje na Yakopon ya dom na efimpi mienu ene aduonu na abato no so oto abama na watimi aye ne nyina enso de ama wonum na no ene okopie mu ewa hafomantem no wode ensem etudwa ene wo kyerem se wo hwe wo no na mamuo so a na kasa ho ahofadi ewo ho pa ene ese adwumakuo bi wo ho anasa institution bi wo ho no wo ha bi ha wonum a eno ane se wonum ba abonte abeka se John Dramani Mahama mampanyi say ene ha yentene hwe ne pa no pesibre efama ye na so wo kire se wo hwe na dodanko akufo do wone na MPP aban wone mamuo ya wone de abo bem ha se no mu a aye kan ka bia mamuo wone hwan ene wakasa konfo ne ko ne nyina ne se wo se ya desua ho nsem krampo no akyerɛkyerɛfo ehuna mane headmaster fo enso ati ni suo ya wo ahokyem na so no wo ba bontin se pe ebeka se yesuku mu asenum se ni na ha ye ne a eno ane a wo nkonsa ye nyi wadi krampo na ne ye de wakɔ akɔto akura se kete bi na wo no obusua krampo ntam atete no nte no wo se wo ba wo behwɛ ama ne ma koye e wo ya desua ho ensem mu.
I want to comment on is that in any democracy and any country, the right to free speech is very important and free expression. When you suppress it, when things go wrong, you don't know. At the time I was president, we allowed people to speak freely. And so if things were not going well in schools, the headmasters, the teachers could complain and could talk. Unfortunately, that changed when the Nana Akufo-Addo Bawumia government came in. It was a very autocratic, vindictive government. And so if you were a teacher or a headmaster and things were not going well in your school or in the educational system, if you talked about it, they would either sack you or they'll transfer you. And so it instituted a culture of fear amongst public servants. And so even when things were going wrong, they could not voice it out. Look at this free SHS. A lot of things were not going very well with the implementation. And yet any headmaster who complained was victimized. And so today we all can see the results. The food is not good. The children complain every day about the quality of food that is given to them. The quality of education is falling. And you have an education minister who is tickling himself and laughing. He sets his own questions, marks his own script, and then praises himself for doing well. Today, there's no basis for comparison between our children and our peers in the sub-region. We all used to write the same SHS exam. We, Nigeria, Gambia, Sierra Leone, Liberia, we used to write the same exam. Today, this government has taken us out of the West African secondary school examination system. And so Ghana is setting its own questions, marking its own script. So there's no basis for comparing our children today and 2016. Because in 2016, we're doing the West African school certificate exam.
Esemu se jata gonja de shekronkro ya wote jata woma so press we de ya wono ene ye John Dramani Mahama kita Frank am de mind this amanyoko no na no disem ene ye kokotie ye no
Abziana yeguso e ka mo se Sompa television ye nwumre kase anansam babia wo bia no yeguso ye de e mamo style bia no sa wote enka wo bono ne afomantam ne mo a aha e Sompa 98.9 FM Sompa 98.9 FM say oti enka so obono isimantam ne mo a na busua aha say ye Sompa 90.7 FM and when you say one kransa so working tampo so what chima bonten so ye Sompa 90.7 FM adama and anwumre ye kase ne sentino ejibabia e honom sa so na wa santimantem ne nkwado a aha ye Sompa 93.1 FM wadama and ye asante ene ne mpotam nyina ye kase enoa ena obia etie wadwenche ne unsusi obetimi dia babekan wa bra okay we social media platforms awdo no enyina so okọ ye Facebook wa aha ye Sompa 93.1 FM Sompa 93.1 FM na YouTube so no ye Sompa TV Ghana after for yen to akase na somamo na yen famo enko mrasiri gefiem na watchi mu na eja ebe ya ake uba yesi say Speaker of Parliament say ni fie kura no a wotimu onkra pompede mantem no say na mpedimfo atone e de akwakoma kwabrani bia Gama ne Lands Commission akwa yen krata akwa changing jeji enkrata egu eye edan ne ho no e na mpedimfo kwakwa hunu say sa dan no a wo ma ato no eye efia Ghana nkrata mu no ye de ama Speaker of Parliament bi obeba bia se won kono won kokotinem we yamra na Speaker of Parliament edi djuma e wa Lisa Hotel abonten so na wode sansem we atodwa se yanom we be bi oman ya ba beduro no no oman na japade bia no se adoma da so se lewa ye tonia enye Nyankopon ne fa kwam e no kofa fiche kakra bia enkono kra Speaker of Parliament ne fia wotimu onkra pompiremantem ka adoma da so wo matwa e de amakwabrani bia so de beye de so de beye de nko de sing na eba ye ene nipa pinu ane mpedimfo do pinu a ena aba be kasa de afa ho ebi chese nye no kre ebi chese Speaker of Parliament no kra se wo ya pe kasa dodo asemu a no kre bia eni ho no akwakọ kane ade a amamba ka se nso a Honorable Francis Asenso bo achemra se bedwani a o wabra se bedwafie ma de hye wo bantima bato mpesua so ya wo no akro no a esa so yo soafo a o hye apadie ni adwuma ye ho nsensem e de nsamba batu dwa se sem no nipa bi no mpeso mo tete no mo nsa e de be wura na ni ase no no kre bia ni mo nim ho ma chimpo de mpese edan no wa na adwene so wakwa akotone Lands Commission for na sa ne man nyina hye wo no mo nsa na busua ene ye da sore ya Parliament Ghana Parliament nyina Parliamentary Service of Ghana e de krata babonte e kire se sa ensem no a amanfo ekeka no a na akoye mprekoto so yes Speaker of Parliament boa yes no kre yes boa ne ho ahom se aso no mposo mu chema yase nyina te ase se adan a echa Speaker of Parliament ni fie no ho ahia nyina no ya ton e de ama amanfo wo ma ton e de ama timamufo say private because when they can say private developers and no matter sa adan na atwa Speaker of Parliament fie no ahia nyina a ni nyina so no na ya ban fie a ye dia ma ban akrachefo a wo mo eye adwuma wo aban mu enti say Speaker of Parliament ko gina baabi e ko kase ni fie no ya tone so mo so obo a na ni fie na esi wo no no enye Ghana asase so adan na atwa ni ho ahia no ni nyina nya aban adan a no maton na Nyankopon na fa fie e na sa dan no wo mo ekohunu say Speaker of Parliament fie a eja wo mo ensa ekutamu abusua na nke ehwase ye bekwa wo no so na nka ye ne mrasebe dwa no Ghana mrasebe dwa no opani a wono na eye director of media relations department so edema eye mrasebe dwa no opani David Sebastian Damwa akwakudi enkomo nso enwumre ye toto homa no a yesi edumma sese kra de eja broni bi na abetena phone no so say the mobile number you have dialed is out of coverage in Nigeria ebusafo egusu efre etutomu a eni owura ne bedi nkomo ye nto aso
yes so the amamode an ye boy remo e wa kosombo tade ya etue ye de ahokyere ababa wi omanfo so ne ho na enumu ena panyimfo dodo na etu na mo kwohwe ye ehwe asetena mu sade ho ahia wo mo no ɛna wɔn ma hyɛ aseɛ to anam ɔpɛ bi de aboɔ mu sɛ bɛyɛ a wɔn ma ho hiahia mu no nkɔfoɔ dodoɔ na wɔ ho akyere wɔnom no wɔbɛtumi anya mmoa kamakama na ma asetena mu so akɔyɛ di ama wɔnom mampanyin na adoda nkɔ akufoɔ do ɛpa abadwakuo bi sɛ wɔn hwɛ mmoa sɛ bɛyɛ a saa nkɔfokuo no a wɔnom ho akɔ adwa mu no wɔbɛtumi ayɛ biribi de aboa wɔnom na chief of staff maame akɔsua frema ɔsɛe ɔpale wɔno ɛna wɔdi wɔn anim abusua wɔfrɛ nsɛntwerɛfoɔ hyia mu ɛde ato dwa sɛ yɛkasa aban na bɔ ne ho mmɔden ɛnam VRA ɛne nadmo so ɛnya 40 million Ghana cedis a wɔdi nkan ɛde akɔma wɔnom sɛ bɛyɛ a wɔn so no wɔbɛtumi de atete nneɛma so kakra ɛde ama wɔn ho na ɛno akyi kora mpo no wɔkyerɛ sɛ nneɛma a ɛwɔ akyire no dodoɔ na ɛna aka nte no wɔnom anum so ɛntwɛ wɔ pɛ ahoyɛhia yɛ wɔ nam no ɛnkyɛ kora saa haw no nyinaa no ɛbɛfiri wɔnom ɛso akɔ.
Far, government has made available for relief efforts 40 million Ghana cedis between VRA and NADMO within the period. Government is committed to releasing additional funds as the various sectors carry out further needs assessment of the affected communities. I assure you, government is committed to improving the social and economic conditions of all affected persons in the communities. As announced by the Finance Minister, Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta, during the reading of the 2024 budget and economic policy of government on the floor of Parliament, government has budgeted an amount of 220 million Ghana cedis to support the relief phase for communities affected by the Akosombo Dam spillage, as well as floods upstream in Oti, Savannah, and Bono East regions. For the restoration phase, government through the Ministry of Agriculture will allocate additional resources to support the restoration of livelihood. Also, steps are being taken to secure additional funding from the World Bank and international climate-related resources to support affected communities, especially for rehabilitation. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me emphasize that the Interministerial Committee does not only work with ministers, but also work with technical teams from the following agencies.
Abusua nipa yɛte ne nkɛn Chief of Staff Maame Akosua Frema Ɔsɛe Ɔpare ɛna wɔde nsɛm to dwa saa no na wɔn nyinaa no to dwa ɛwɔ asoɛ yɛ hwɛ amanebɔsoɔ wɔnom akakye ɛnɛ wabra wɔn frɛ nsɛntwerɛfoɔ nhyia mu a wɔda wɔnom nsɛm di ɛde kyerɛyɛ na ɛno akyi no ɛna sɔfoɔ yɛ wɔn hwɛ yɛn wɔmɛsua ho nsɛm soɔ Dr. Yaw Ɔsɛe Adutwum Brɛkwan do ani kyerɛ mu ɛwɔ bosomtwe abatoɔ mpɛsia so ɔno na yɛ mmarahyɛbadwani a wɔgyina mu mmarahyɛbadwafie edi ma n'adehyeɛ wɔn nso de kakra ɛtoa so ɛkyerɛ sɛ ɛwɔmɛsua ho nsɛm yɛ atoto apɛ ɛnam esu a ɛno etue wɔ hɔ ne ntɛ no wɔn ɛrehwɛ aboaboa nneɛma no akeka nneɛma asi ani sɛ bɛyɛ a nkɔfokuo ahodoɔ yɛ a ebinom ɛyɛ asuafoɔ ahodoɔ akyekyafoɔ ahodoɔ no wɔbɛtumi asɛnya kwampadi ɛde wɔn afa so na ɛtumi aboa ama ɛnwomɛsua no nso no ɛho nsɛm akɔyie ɛde ama adehyeɛ a wɔnom ɛwɔ ɛfɛm hɔ.
42,526 learners and 1,561 teachers in 121 schools were affected by the spillage. In Volta region, Keta, North Tongue, and Central Tongue, Ketu South, Pando, Sabda were affected by the spillage. Across the board, some kind of education opportunity have been extended to all students. In some cases, they've gone back to their schools. In other cases, we've moved them from some schools to others so that they can be accommodated to get some quality education. 2 high schools were affected, Senkisito and Komboni. Komboni is a technical school, and of course the flooding has affected some equipment. This was a school that was retooled by the president with state-of-the-art equipment. So the organization that provided the opportunity for us to do the retooling have gone back, they've done evaluation, they think they have to replace a number of items. AVIC from China, they are ready to do that, and they are working on that so that we can get all the equipment that can no longer function to function again. So Komboni is doing well. The same cannot be said about St. Kizito. In the case of St. Kizito, it was not directly affected by the spillage, except that the school became a safe haven. So the community have taken over the school. The assessment we did was that by the end of the week, we may get the community at a better location or safer place or back to their homes, and then St. Kizito can then open. So
I was here for the Payatin and Kane, a woman seen swap for your educhum or say.
I was for you to us so not yet the more air call a year Mraswigem. Not Mraswigem or a year corner, Mraswigem or one Mraswigem this year, a walk in Tampo, a year north of Baton Pessia so, Honorable Joseph Kuma, and walk up with Mraswigem for the Naso say, a JB Elbow Boba. Se Ghana posting for the soldier for any national security for our more now more moto and quacking tampabo and Tesson Quanco Sanwa, a jinsamuse ya womwa, or mine yentimi, democracy ne, yasum you know a timno here, not a home a yaquaco can add a ya, nanano move for anyone gara for one more ete a yakin tampabo and tenso, yaso more or more fasibia, afibia, a yana one more edi, nano, or more. Ena nananu mofu a womo ewa kentampa bonte so de krata ba bonte so mo ba bedu ma fase no November bosumi a ye womu mu de kokowura eye December bosumi no mo ena jampedimfo so mu so wane e ntutu ya womo be ye bia de abo mu bia no won be ya ma fase na akwakoye krabehwe akwakoye nika ade anche kura ena wangara fo so so mo kentampa bonte so esusu de krata koma mpedimfo se sa November kro ya ye womu e edikosi December no wom so mo ba bedu ma fase no mo se ebede na mumia no motiwe dia afahye saa ntia hemfo akese mienu a omo kentampa bonten so no omo afahye omudie no eya ba behia ene so man tutu ano mo ankonkoso ano no makwan mane kokohia saa no a wahwe ya di befre kira ba no enkonkoya sempapa eno ntimra se adwani o womra se agafie ma desia na wakentampa no for baton pasua so yera Joseph Kuma ene otia mpanimfo na so se eja na ahya ase so ba no so mo tutu amerika ankonkoso ano a na giwo mu a o man nyina ye ho beka
has its annual Kulibi festival within same few days in the time frame clashing. These two ceremonies at the same time is what is about causing the conflict in Kintampo. One time enviable society is about to collapse due to a threatening peace. A municipality that has unique location, strategically situated for all year-round agriculture, aquaculture, animal husbandry, multiple tourist sites, and diverse cultural society is about to be destroyed due to simple but complex external manipulations trying to bring the same society to its knees. We refuse to join the unpalatable chronicle of towns on the table of conflict. Kintampo North municipality's uniqueness stems from the fact that almost all tribes in Ghana can be found with peaceful coexistence and intermarriages for centuries, yet beginning to face human-influenced conflict. Mr. Speaker, I beg to advise, never has any group of people ever benefited from war or conflict without some regrets of had I known. Mr. Speaker, the municipality is one of the least developed when it comes to road and other infrastructure projects. Perennial accident prone on the highways but lack a common trauma center. A Tampo full of thousands of hectares of
I am Raswe Jenny or one Raswe Fiema this year walking Tampo north of Baton Persia so Honorable Joseph Kuma and yet say no yimpenimfo asutire etia wo na so no so muntutum nika no munko so anu na jiwo mu a wan hwe yo maye ntimi na odisa ansami tu dwamra se gefie mu a enamra se gefie mu chia me hene right honorable Urban Kingsford Sumana Baben so no e de etudwa se enani kire ya ekina no pa jesa no pa no nkrunko minister ohwe national security so womra interior minister oswafo hwe fisema mbo ho nsensam so womra parliament minister no hwe sojafo so no wo nyina amra no meka bibi nkyere wonum so monte ya omomo omamane ne sa sojafo za positive say national security for no besomo mama akọ no a omasomo mo amoma akọ akoso sade na no wabra ye ntena honum emagya wi nso.
The minister for the interior as the first authorities to come to this house to brief the committee on defense and interior. This is an urgent matter that should be handled with dispatch. I think tomorrow should be okay for the two ministers and their commanders to appear before the committee early tomorrow morning by 9 a.m. to brief the committee. It's an urgent matter. The National Security Council, through their regional office, should immediately intervene because the chieftaincy institution is one of the cornerstones of the peace and security of our country. And we hold that institution dearly. And we should do everything to prevent that institution from falling into disarray. But this, I think, is a simple matter. The president of the Wangara community is the president of the Wangara community in Ghana. That is what the statement says. Not just in the Kintampo traditional area, in Ghana. And so they have a festival, which is an annual festival they celebrate, called Kulbi Festival, within the period.
Absafo nti wey aye mrasibe gefiem gia mehene right honorable Urban Kingsford Sumana Baben ena yete ne nka no
ebusia ye da so agina mu ewo mrahye bedwam chia mehene wey ya wono ewo ho ne so na ode atodwa se wo hwe eye na wotwe ene ne pepepe ye rake no for reata photosafo ba mrahye bedwam na wo me ye tebia ne ye bobre wo ye sikasam ho ene fimpie no ne fimpienu ne aduonu nan abato no anase afini mo no budget a ye de ebedi dwuma ewo mo no ehun sem gina wa de betu dwa enso nye de ebedi ne ya bo amodi na chi a ebusia wo ka sam no wo no ese amamre ene amane mu no na ewasa wonum etimitina so no di ho abobo no pense mu sebe ya wonum nyina no de obekọ benkromo na wagye atum na timi aye adwuma de wo hwenso so etimi mu ano so na busua watimi abone bongalate nano enenno da wo hye sa debate na se na enano wo hwe ani mu so betimi ato so na so no wonum ahwe ani mu ama ebra ne kone na so na ye raken no for reactor wo se wo ho bie anase na be de akirefo ne bi wo ho na so no enya de wo hu wo mu bia wo ho no nte no wagina so e de atodwa se sa de bre na anase dwumedie no wonum etu e de ahyeda ne nyina no enkosi se sa ewuranum ebeba na etimi aboa ama de wo se wo hu de wo se wote ene de wo se wo se e de kire wonum nyina no wo betia na nya de a wonum eto so ayesa debate ne bebi enko na ye rababe ensem ode todwa ne nkotie bimra
appear before the House possible today for us to see whether he has had sight of the statements that were made and whether he has approved them to be placed before the House in view of the issues that have been raised. Again, we will not proceed to the budget debate now. We will start with statements until we see evidence from the political leadership of the ministry present in the House. Then we can go to the budget debate. So let's handle statements now. We need them to be available to note the submissions of members take them serious and make sure that they are factored into the management of our economy, particularly the implementation of the 2024 budget. So please, since we have some two statements available, we could take that now.
Sompa FM.
We have the whole day to handle the budget. We will still, if we get time, also take questions. So, Honorable Daphne, don't lose hope. You may be heard today asking your questions. So, we ask that
Ebusiam Russia bedroom chia me rubber bin and ye call equity no.
As a 4 year twaso na ye the more Ejina mraswe gefie ho no mu amama no tua se Ghana mraswe jafo na keka ne mesie ni aye ntutua ma eye emra ebe sori etie ntrumu ne gege sem no egetimi e de aso ano na sa mra no a Ghana mraswe jafo dwendwere ho akwakoje atomu no na abusua ye kwakote se Ghana fo si enim ne enim ne amakwa ma boys na ni trumu na ntrumu no wo ma ni a ne ye adwene se chese ye kwakose mrakete e de akwakosi hu kwan a ye se ye ho kire be kire ye nesi ye ho no moko no enya asenketo a ifza brofo no so afa ye ho adwene se ye se ye ma boys ni trumu ne ye kwakose mra ne de akwakosi ano de a enom so mbeme ya so ye sepa na eba se ye no eja empenimfo akuku damu a sa mra yi wo mu na echese wo mu ye yodium soja gum wo watikwa semra soja fo na nyintum no Dr. Justice Apia Kubia wo ye adwuma e wo Center for Democratic Development Ghana wo ye senior programs officer ho waka ho bi eno tia ne kokodi nkomoko bi sanse dokete ye bobani o se Ghana ya makwa ma boys ne sabi wo mamu wo mutu anwum anye Adam ene eyi yedam ni Eve man na me na Adam ni Steve a se ye ho be kire no wo je se obebo mu tiri so se no mo de behunu no ya ye makwa mo mu ni turumu ne ne ene mpese amakwan awo ma di turumu no kira we Dr. Justice Apia Kubi nsemni
asemani a wakoje parem for say onede wo bagana no wa see to say LGBT enoma normal obeti na push mana ba wasanka ni ho bi parem for na wakoje na abomination ho se si ano bia kodru ni de wo ye ho hwenye nti o ma na last ho bia be wo pre nti Ghana for yanka akoma mfie ye ono say de di kan no oman no investors wo ha say wo Ghana what do you call omo be free ha hello America company how much oil ha hello say because of the Ghana for my party law say and man ni mada me mada wo office bema oba oma aboa frena because can we you mama e party LGBT for mo nya mo nsem huru na da bi mo ka say LGBT no oba no oba da ni bema they should stop that nonsense. They believe 49 genders and the man ni mada ni meme ni bema. The last time I'm in Kasai and if you university acquire some dynamic and a friend come amana for that week there may you be Mexico a worry crocodile then anyway it is part of LGBT and the man in mad and or no percent because Carlo for every Ghana because Ghana from say your man penny onya mama Rebecca from worry denture I'm a person saying and now other American companies I am a country Saudi Arabia because Saudi Arabia for lost they are stronger than us I am can't the Arab nations are now. Yes, what me put you or our card if you are, but maybe I'm more card and I only do. Why no said I never hit so? Your man paying for your mind paying for, and I am here. She cry a warning no way when you make this sort of bread or Yanni Quanco. Many I wouldn't how much money and go for Edema over the Maya. Our GDP at 100% GDP. The American donors and the attendance they give to Ghana is 1.4%. So you came or her any a 3.9 and on the Maya and you also ready and some because of say yeah my bear man and find the bear man set young bear man yeah my bear man and of a bar or a crime and find the bear man and sanity and my area and this I know my way in number 2 to say the replication of this nonsense it is way beyond the money they give maybe I'm the person in now what they say America for almost said America 1.4% GDP.
I was going to weigh Dr. Justice Apia Kubi, ya or ye Juma was Center for Democratic Development ya yɛtwa aka ne sɛ CDD we senior research fellow and I say senior programs officer honom na ode nkyeremu we ɛma ne sɛ nyehu America for no kra no a ɔmo keka we de kyerɛ no sika na hia no mo de ma yɛn ɛna ɔmo aba behunu no ayɛ ɔmo mfa mu sika yɛbɛboa yɛn ankasa nyame bɛ kakaka nyame bɛkyerɛ man yɛmu yɛti kure mu yɛda nyame deda ti nyame bɛkyerɛ na ɔde yɛn akɔ abusuafo yɛgyina we so na yɛda yɛn ho ato nkra kakra ba yɛba nsɛm ne pii aka akyirɛ a yɛbɛsa so ɛde api mu so bio
21st clinic a yɛ sciatica expert sciatica no o nerves na ɛwɔ wo to ase na ɛfa wo sire mu na ɛfa wo nansia bɛsi aseɛ hɔ no sɛ ho tekyema a ɛno ɛne ɛfɛ ne sciatica na etimi bubu o to ase ka wo se dwe wo sire mu wogye ho baabi a ɛnyɛ na ɛno na 21st clinic ba yɛ adwuma pa wo mu yɛ ntia basobo o magye no wɔ Ghana ha ɛne amono ne ɛnya asɛm ketewa Womuji international awards ahodo womuji local awards ahodo na anu nso na womu bie the only sciatica research and treatment center in Africa bibrim ha no ebi ni baabi a gise 21st clinic nkoa womu de bibiduro ene besa o yare no masa de machine aka ho eya yare sabia yare bia wutimi de kɔ ne mama ade pa ko a wo magidi wo mu pa no eye sciatica ena stroke nso de kɔ a diabetes ne hypertension ne ade Ghana ha ba bia wo mo ho for 0540 311 311 0540 311 311 na 21st clinic wo mo ye sciatica expert.
Introducing Mixer 5G Sparkling Drink, a whole new refreshment in a can. Mixer 5G is a tasty non-alcoholic drink. It is a perfect companion for all your events, including parties, weddings, and funerals. It is made with green tea, ginseng, guarana, grapes, and grapefruit. Get refreshed with Mixer 5G Sparkling Drink. For bulk purchases, contact 0246 270 221. This advert is FDA approved. TV Emma Akitiapa.
Ebusiafo yadamu ase ama mwakwa ba fe no beka ye ho ha ye Sompa TV anwumre no nsiambem kase e na wasubu a wutie na wo hwe ye no breko na no wotie enkai wa santemantemu a eye Sompa 93.1 sunyane eye Sompa 98.9 ena Nkranza enso ye Sompa 90.7 wonom so efa ewo ho yetwa ensem no so ede amamo ena no kwada da sene wa bra rakeno for reata ko jemra shebedwa na budget ho sensem ene esika sam ho gina bia hodo wode etu dwa no ene okofa ebetu mu se wo hwe enei atwetwe ho nsem omo butwitwi ka no so a vat anase etuo bi wo ho aban no wayi ade free bi so ye ne nyina mu no so no ebi wo ho a wode bi ehihye bim se be ya ne nyina mu no obenya sika na ewiemu nsachra ye ho bambo no watimi ede ahyem na ebusiasem wese beto dwa no na eye private commercial transport operators wonum ababonte chese wonum ensesi for be wa ban ni gilesie ene sa enhyehyeye no ya wode eba na ebusia yenkoye rakeno foria tabra na wode sansam na to dwa no homra ye ba ye bekwa homa so ne ene empanyifo abonkomo ede afa sansam wese ho.
To extend, Mr. Speaker, the zero rate of VAT on locally manufactured African prints for 2 more years. Mr. Speaker, to waive import duties on imports of electric vehicles for public transportation for a period of 8 years. Mr. Speaker, to waive import duties on semi-knocked down and completely knocked down electric vehicles imported by registered EV assembly companies in Ghana for a period of 8 years. Mr. Speaker, to extend zero rate of VAT on locally assembled vehicles for 2 more years. Mr. Speaker, to zero rate VAT on locally produced sanitary pads. Mr. Speaker, to grant import duty waivers for raw materials for the local manufacture of sanitary pads. Mr. Speaker, to grant exemptions on the importation of agricultural machinery equipment and inputs and medical consumables, raw materials for the pharmaceutical industry.
Ebusia ye rakeno foriata wa bra na wade enseme tudwa ede afavat ensem ho ene eto ahodo bi a enyina mahoden ka electric ones ne bi no wonu ma ye free so na mo mebi won so a wɔnom de bi ɛto soɔ no ɛho nsɛm ɛne ɛkɔtie yɛ no afei yɛnkɔ ahoma so ne ɛne yɛwura yɛayɛfa no Charles Danso wɔno ɛna wode w'ani kyerɛ mu ɛwɔ Ghana Committed Drivers Association a wɔyɛ tetenani ɛde ma wɔn mɔmɛ mu afa na nyinaa yɛwura wadaroma wote yɛn ka anwummerɛ yɛmoadwo ɛmo akɔ aba
ɛgye wo so me nua baa na wo te sɛ
Nyankopɔn adaroma okurakura yɛ na wo so apɔm te sɛn
oh Nyankopɔn adaroma ɛho yɛ
yɛda ɔkoropɔn no ase na mo se aban ama mo nsa asi fam nka deɛ wɔka yɛ deɛ obi bɛka sɛ nkɔɔ yɛ de aboa sɛ bɛyɛ yɛ nyina no yɛbɛtumi anya sika de abɔ yɛn ho bra sɛ bɛyɛ a deɛ yɛhwehwɛ no yɛn nsa bɛka na mo deɛ mo se asɛ yɛyi kwan na ɛka mo deɛ ni nti no kwan na kyea adɛn nti na mo ka saa nsɛm no
nua ba na edi kan ma menkyia wala menkyia watiefoɔ na ma mendi kan yɛ mfanto ho bi ɔho sɛ yɛka sɛ aduro a DDT aduro chloroquine ɛyɛ aduro ɛna yɛwɔ ɛwa nso aduro wɔ hɔ so ɔho na yɛka saa wofa DDT nom a ɛbɛboa wo
daabi ɛmoa nipa sɛ wɔnom a ɛmoa no
aha nso ɛboa baabi ɛma ne tumi yɛ adwuma wɔ anaa mɛboa
saa pɛpɛɛpɛ
nso yɛka ne nyinaa aduro okay nea na ɛteɛ nyinaa ne sɛ yɛnka sɛ electric vehicles ɛɛba man mu ha yɛkyi sɛ electric vehicles mmerɛ o na mmom on the 25th of July 2023 ɛna transport ministry ɛfrɛ stakeholders meeting mekobi nti yɛkɔka electric cars ho asɛm ɛma dana yɛhyia yɛ no ɔmo se electric cars bɛba kurom hɔ nti ɛwɔ sɛ yɛyɛ policy ɛde ma saa electric vehicles no nti ɔmo kyekyɛ dwumadie no mu ɔmo wie no electric vehicle consultant ɛbɛ kasaayɛ na me nua ba menim mmerɛ a wobɛtumi de ama me sɛ mmerɛ wɔ mu di anka mɛto me bo ase paa na ebia na wo mmerɛ ne nnɔɔso
mmerɛ no ɛnhyɛ da ɛnnim sɛ nti bɔne nyinaa tɔfo ama yɛn
okay deɛ teɛ ne sɛ one electric vehicles no koraa na yɛka no asɛm no ne batteries no yɛbisa kaa ne boɔ ɔmo ntumi ammɔ kaa ne boɔ ankyerɛ yɛn yɛbisa batteries ne boɔ ɔmo ntumi ammɔ ne boɔ na mmom nea consultant ne kaa ne sɛ bɛbaakyɛ wɔ hɔ
wadaroma yɛtie wo paa
nea consultant ne kaa ne sɛ battery ne boɔ ɛyɛ 50% of the car ne boɔ no enti no wohwɛ saa cars yɛ kɔ kumase white yi a wokɔ oe hɔ a ebi wɔ hɔ wokɔ 2M Express ebi wɔ hɔ ɛna ɛyɛ saa Toyota Haze no sisɛ nam 800,000 yo ina hɔ a ne battery boɔ bɛyɛ sɛn
400
very good enti yɛbɛtumi atɔ
ebia no obi betimi atɔ bi obi ntimi
nti me deɛ meka kyerɛ ka wo na fɔ sɛ ma obi amfa ne sika nkɔhyɛ wei firi sɛ almost 2035 ansa na ɛbɛhyɛ ase ayɛ adwuma so me ne wo ka sɛ yi ɔma kɔsesa cars ne bia bɛgu Ghana ha o ɔmo ka kyerɛ sɛ 2035 na ebi wɔ kurom ha na ɔmo ka sɛ ɔmo bɛsi charging stations na charging stations no ne ɛteɛ nie car ne nante bɛyɛ 3 hours bi a wɔsɛ wo charge ayi car no nti sɛ wofiri nɔɔfo na woba na car ne bɛsi wuram baabi ebeduru wuram baabi na battery na ewu a wokɔ charge wɔ ebi nua baa
wowɔ point paa wɔ hɔ
ana ɔmaka akyerɛ wo baabi sɛ aha yɛ charging station a wobɛtumi akɔ charge wɔ hɔ nti yɛse mɔmfa commercial drivers for ɛdi mmɛka ho so say commercial drivers here commercial transportation aban wɔ ayi commercial transport ayɛ metro mass ɛne ayalolo ɛne STC na mo de mo yɛ nsɛntwerɛ kɔ mo nkɔ metro mass 4 stations no wobɛduru hɔ no na metro mass ase so wobisa sɛ deɛ na asɛ a ɛnyɛ starter na yɛ alternator anaa car battery anaa car tire ɔmo engine deɛ nsɛyɛ o nso no mpo mu ntumi nto na wo batra 50% of the car no price no and na san say climate change hu sika mo pa ba di adi no no modi ye din akobata ho de ayesere wo some for some be bribi ama shenka kuo no na say ye ka wo na for na to cars no emaye no a cars na omode ba no almost because of climate change emission ye ka emission a ya say ye nkwa ye mebo ha no a car to we say 153% nso amoboa what you say it is a kind of emission in the cars na mebobo ni din ene sa bases akasie ye ne na mkrom ha ye friend high occupancy bases no me nia ba na mo a we say we see bi woto into onye sa tax o ma no mo tax free na famra na yem to sa cars no mo ne yem fa nya adwuma wa ha na be bo na nya ne a obi pe hu nya na madi ne ye be si ho a charging station na wonam na se obeduru charging station e bia cars be 30 na wo ho a o charging so it takes about 30 minutes to 1 hour and so what charge ba ko awie na se ebre ne kra so no bi pentama ko ba bia betimi e delay no enti wo de so mo nkire mu nyina nkiraw sania ye ti kuro mu ha takus ne baaye na mo de mobile money baaye na takus pena na eje ho nwanam kakra na aban hu se ho adopudu onti odi tax kwato so friend yi levy no so odi e na wo a wo tie mi no so odi offer say o se tax free a wo yi ka wo ship ka na ba na be ship ama ho aban na be ship ama ho wasam na wo kan nyina no wo magana for education part se mpanyimfo ne de no be da say wonu mu white fa kakra bi na de abri yani so nti no wada Roma wasam wa atwa to ye de wo si ase no nyakopon yi adoma bresem no ye be sa ba won chen mode krata bia kwakoma aban no we si mapɛ na ye nkɔ yanim okay ai emra na mo from na metie ye wo prata kenkan krata no se wa fidie no so na fama metie bi anti me de fa Sompa so sande amane se sa kodi awuo sanron fa ye di mata ho na me ka tere Ghana for mo de o musika ye business se saka asino mamu nkoto ma ha na nya de yusu wa ha ebe yie enye yo to enye ye climate change se ma ye ka no enye ka emission kwa ne ye ka emission a wo ma ebu nnua esa ya go ye former goodie no ne ye sensor ne ade nyina ye emission ni bi wo ma share fuo ne ade emission Wama she bidie any ade emission. Me ba se wutie mi. Eni abebre kwaso ye emission. Ye wo krom ha na aban kro ya ege sanitation and pollution levy. So levy na ye tuetua da petrol so no dia no dia ya ma yen. Sompa FM. What we dia se biribi anokwan. Enti ye sere wam. Omanya omusika papa bi koje dia pe di mata. Climate change hu sika. Abode na omo pa akwaji adi nti ye de ka asere de omo fa meguwa na emom ahyenkafo ye okro na ye ka na afo de ye tu ya hopo enkoto bi na untumi nyusu yeda se yede ubesi ase num nyankopon ye adoma bre se fotere be sa ba won checha de ama ye no ye ne je ho papa pa busia ye Charles down so no titiane de Magana Committed Drivers Association wo mem ha senum ene ne ko bon komo yi na mampani da John Dramani Mahama so aprobum no akoka ne se so dom for ya dom amana ba be di president bi ade obe ne se oh my God ye kwaye bretu ahodo no enya de a wode krata be makwabra ne bi si won ko ginam enkodi galamse mpo ne mpese prospect ne ade ade wakwakoye bi ene nam so a Small Scale Miners Association of Ghana omo national organizer pani kwakudi aba bonten ne se sa kwaye no a ye ka ho asem no ye omo amonyofo no MPP ne NDC fo no a e no mo chede mo ho enti so woka de a onika ntu no hofo no ntu no ne mfefo no fo ansana se sa asem na wo ka ne be yadwuma akwakoyo ya no bi ya prata e prefer kama president Joma for ma opportunity a urgent NCD se o ye juma e o ano sa ayen aka e jasisi na kesire emwa ema NDC to praja we did se o bua na na ba forest na we be na we na kia ene san na o fata forest ema
the bedroom, they will cut one first one and mass more and compound and edgement, and the bedroom, the Yamano say by a forest and study and fire now. I know here, a cat of vote here, also because of say, forest media, mineral commission, some no more man of form, we're gonna put the mouth here. Or mamma, you're putting 80 forest, mineral commission, or mamma, what payment, and I can be there, possessing of Yana, a political power, and no more dear forest. Until I make a text, Rebecca, I'm ready to media, and I want to meet area and to what they are not, Ominians and area in this year. And the start of the 30 years, and I want to see a fire that idea, and you know, before now, or now, or that somebody keep out and say, wow, I want to say, 5 years now, and yet.
For Peneko could you a national organizer, the Small Scale Miners Association of Ghana.
Once a crop on Bajano so express and maybe because what the phone some woman in Jehom. Now, I say a Jumo no a diet say at the Finu Rano. Casama for Edema a assembly, a Madame Henrietta, a Fia Quanedu, 1 century for Boncomo, a dance some lady tray say.
Mauntia. Nenunti and I'm paying for a walk here, medicate, a barbon say. I also be who say. Would you maybe men's maybe a more or so chia a year a tour edemata means nino say no pa say a numero also chia satrono now local governance act 936 section 159 HSA who be a won't chia auto now face so sign to catch up for say maunchiano assembly no who can say or betcho now do quasi media na court no so a bulka no sans will do to a fee I say bosome and I say any actually. Na Ghana Mamra Article 245 me fan B no HSA assembly bia wo ho kwan say ojejeto rates duties and asset fees enunti yes rest obi bia odi ni dwuma na dwo no e wo say wo tiato
na say the 4 bi no mo free anwumre no num ekọ anadwo so odi dwa na wonu mentiato no wonu mo nsem e na mame afia kwana du Henrietta wono e kasamafo e de makumase kropo bedwa no wode wo mo ho nsem atudwe
na Kwame Nkrumah Suapon no ene Dr. Grace Bodua Kabomu a wono mo eba betete nkwada pinu a ewo abibidro ho nsensem we eyemra Kwame Nkrumah Suapon no mo department ya ehwe herbal medicine ho nsensem abusua omo ne Dr. Grace Bodu pane kwanche for da Grace Gift Herbal Clinic ya no eto kese kabomu a ene omaye ye nkrata bibia to so se enkwada no omo gentete e wo sukuu no no omo kire omo classroom de ne nyina wi a omo edom be call Grace Gift Herbal Clinic na je Dr. Grace Bodudu omafa ejansa no nyumum ene practical se amomo asuasua na Dr. Kingsley Aponsa eye pene kwanchefo a woda Department of Herbal Medicine no e Kwame Nkrumah Suapon no mo o cheche nsemu kire yesei ne enti a omo ene Dr. Grace Bodu etusa anamon way
Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Isaac Kingsley Amponsa, the head of Department of Herbal Medicine, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. I came here today with Dr. Texan, also of the Department of Herbal Medicine. Great Gift has been a very strong partner to the development and training of our students at KNUST. Our students come here for experiential training on attachment. And we came here, we saw the facility that she had, and we brought students here. But from time to time, we need to come to our partners to see if what we saw, those systems are still there. And today we are excited. We've gone to the clinic and we've seen the facility.
Observe to way Dr. Kingsley Amponsa Oko Kwame Nkrumah Suapon mo Department of Herbal Medicine one year penny kwanche for dano inti efrine ko nyina we pamwa omo any Dr. Grace Bodu ayese omo tete nkwada no classroom wi a omo edom beba na kache naija practicals ne ho nsensem no wode omo afam se be na bibidru omo soso betimi abenemu
panyi paya wode wani chemo Social Security and National Insurance Trust net awotria no yewra ofori kwante wode afutu akwa magana fo nyina sa da Roma one share ahohiniti ena ye jamore one dwumade bia wo ye no one facility no enhyem na dache wa ho abamfaso e de ama wonom wadansem we se nyina di e wo sunyane wa bra na wonom so 2023 Senate Mobile Service Week no na wonom etime epa ho ntoma
Egosi mpie dia 9 enum 15 years to 45 years old now about no other trouble. And train and Mauchina because if it is a deal, no apart in the name. You don't know what's on it. Like I said, or don't run it. Tina Church, Procos, Cowboy from Ranty Prim, and San and Abonaba. This is who had the Vietnam, it was in Vietnam. Now listening to Dick and Moda, for Modia and then never told you.
I will see a 4-year of 4 crowns, one no and a snake balls, and your quacotier, no, none of this I'm not, you know. And a bromatam swap for Mam made Justina Usubanahine. Was it the Paya dear was Saye Nunteno, what the Abasobody at the mass nets and penny for say?
Pension to the self-employed is a dancing one. So I commend you and your staff for taking this bold step. As public officers, you could have said, okay, if you don't want to bring your money, we don't care. After all, we will take our salaries at the end of the month and you will rather suffer in the future.
I will see Madame Justina Banahine and your cotier nona and watching and a Sunyana West, Mashabedani, Edema one when Munya for Ignatius back for wa, one also saw at the Kakra, etc.
And I'll do society to well, yeah, now, Mijahaka, Cecilia, Ghana, there's no one single business entity which is bigger than the pension scheme. The assets and the management of pensions today stands close to 50 billion Ghana cedis. There's no bank in Ghana that has that.
Abusian Monya for Ignatius back for a one year Sunyana West, Mashabedani, and I yet see on a cromono, and I yet Rabia, your friend Isaac, one also a bassinet more for Sokrana, and when you be Amanabroso. No one and Driano Aquani be at a chema, what the dance here, the chair of Frose, a fascinating.
My father, Andrew Force, and now Senate, and more would they have 1 minute. The number for the was senator. It is so while we are Grandpay Edubia, Mr. was said, but you ever to Senate. So, if free, sir, I do not get a pretty away and our 2 so to take to the Massine. Sir, I have my way, not that is all much slower. When I'm fast walk, now was 1 more. I won't very so. If you say, I'm not that so, yeah. And then I'm a member can say, and I also make Yamaka. I'm maybe at the hospital. I'm maybe Yemen.
I will see a snake, said you may call who you made the hour do and home for so dear. I want some and your equity, you know.
Young fast Dama 21st clinic, here says Yatica, ya dear no, and Kobe Bia. Set 21st clinic and also Bania Shedema war. I was here in Tinu and Nama a year who sees them the coffee to us at the first cinema for Nanko Kum, a for name to the court still Namponosono. Such a chewa. I was here near do tour and then you say you be the work with Drew Biaso, ya dear. Saya then a quasibu money din the dead, your friend is Siatica. Now ya sabiaso soa, or my penny, and why ya sa. Any Irishim a 21st clinic. You will feed the papa, you are doctor for, you are nurse for papa, or mobile free war, among no papa no more, and what do home, Eddie free at the end of home. Your branches in a dorsum, Emma Kuma Kudunum, Ewa Mayimo, Kumasi Awasha, Alpha Radio in Chenwa, and Obuase Cancer Cote Subuyen, Accra Domi Market Wire, and Sunyan Cransa Techiman Sosono, Yabutu 0540 311 311. Mizone 5G Yaguswa Yenum, Abuzia, Mizono ye wedding or ye party, a proto biase, so per drink yabe servo, amana tiwa nimwa, a yanka yemfe bibian frem, say a mangua, a mango nkwa, yemfe bibian konko frem, runobia, enfrem, a kamapa, at deso sichirinum, and a 5G so, and more one day, I'm a jumabia we bian, what's my ye, not my ye, for 0246270221. So Pibiatwa, Nanim Perifudding, Como 3 Heba Center, and the 3 Eco Capsule Sabega. So, go continue to be out ya, go continue to be out this yotum, go continue to be out minimum, and I saw many, and was swimming out the dead from, a adieu, Kopekuku, a drew, a 3 Eco Capsule, so, and no nom, never bow, Food and Drugs Authority mpeni for jatum anu nti enye na ewudwa so 0546107107 Express Group yedu tu kwan akwa bruchiri opeso oko Canada opeso oko US opeso oko UK opeso oko Australia opeso oko New Zealand opeso oko Germany opeso oko Italy Holland bubonkrono Russia Pakistan Degedegedegistan jese nkrono bobo le bia beso oko bia Uzbekistan Stan and voting na ezi Tonga opeso oko ha ningina eye Express Group yedo eko ye jeve sadamao ibia na do sika man empefra kadam sembia e jove samao na odi sika man team na jese oko baby e dey nim comot 0249000448 0249000448 we eye Express Group for ena efefre wono abzafo yenyina we so e nyefa kase ni nsia asedam koma ya Grace na bozi ebuzi kukua ne akosia sumuonom ene mrante ne maba wano a Sompa FM ne Sompa TV newsroom ene boy chido manyu me bia wo bia ne itimi ba ye eba ebebe somwo yesamofo penny aso penny kwaku asante ye boa Benedict won sansem no ma yen ama ba bia wo bia soso no itimi ba ye ede eba be somwo medin ede nana ya obo amalibia boga nyumre mene
ohine ire ma me akua ye boa asia ma yadamo ase ye sorry so na dwumedie nkaya aka no ye de atoa mo so na bema fo so ni tifo so enche wana pamfo betena se ne ampaya ebedwa.
This is Sompa 93.1 FM.